Hey y'all, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. This is Sophia with Sophia Brings Light. That's my channel. And on this channel, we basically do a lot of discussions on books. I do book reviews. This is like my grimoire, be it things that I'm studying, things I'm thinking about, things I'm just doing. We discuss that on this channel, and you're much a part of this channel as I am because I love when we have an exchange of ideas with your comments. If I do things one way and you have a tip, I've received a lot of tips on this channel. I enjoy that, or if you share a way you do things, it is just all beautiful to me. So I wanted to say that. And the second thing I wanted to say is welcome to my new subscribers. I've gained some new subscribers over the last couple of months, and I want to say welcome and thank you. Please feel free to like, share, comment. If I'm doing something and you have a tip on how to do it, I'm open to that. If you just want to share and make a comment, I love it. I do read your comments and try to respond as soon as I can. It's to me, I want this to be a channel that's a safe space for witches where we exchange. We all learn from each other. I'm no expert, though I've been practicing for a long time. Trust me, I am learning things all the time. And I love that because I am a perpetual learner. I love to read and share and try things out just like the rest of us. So, that being said, I like to talk about the book that I just read. It's called Circe, and don't you just love this cover? I love this cover. And this is about a witch, basically, and her coming into her own. She was banned from her home because she helped another god. So I would call her like a demigod. Her father was a powerful god, and because she helped this other god, basically she was banned to this isle where she at first was a little bit depressed about it, but all of a sudden she began to realize the benefit of this because she was by herself, where she learned. So she became a solitary practitioner where she learned things. She came into her own and realized that she was indeed a witch and that she had power in her own strength. So on the isle were all kind of plants, and she developed and learned ways to use those plants to help, to heal, to, hex. She learned it all. And that power came into itself. She interacted with the plants and stuff, not only with plants, but with animals. She developed relationships with pigs and wolves, and just so she learned to interact with nature spirits, because the isle, though it was a beautiful isle and full and fertile, and so she learned how to interact with the land, and she also learned how to interact with the sea and the water. And she became powerful. Just like us, we go through a journey. I feel like we are called to be witches. Like, you were born a witch. That's my own personal opinion. And sometimes you don't recognize it or you don't know it, but then all of a sudden you get this interest. You recognize your call and you know who you are. And I feel like she went through that journey. And then after you recognize who you are, then you kind of go into learning your craft. And that's the next stage that she went. Then finding your own way, your own strength, your own power, and becoming powerful in that. She went through that. And then taking care of herself. She ended up having a son in the story, and her son, and protecting herself. We all go through those stages. So she also went through the maiden mother crone in this book. Wonderful book. I'm now rating things from 1 to 5 stars, 5 stars being the highest, meaning I love this book. Definitely this book would be one of my 5-star books. I don't want to give too much of the book away, but she was banned to this house, and basically, I love that. It took care of itself, which did all the cleaning and stuff. She never had to do that. So the house basically was magical and took care of itself. Her son was also very strong. That's enough without giving you too much, but this is well worth the read. It is by Madeline Miller. And I think she has other books. The Song of Achilles. She even got an awarded or was an awarded the Orange Prize for fiction because of that. And I'm going to try that book because this book is so good that I'm willing to try the next book. So this is Circe. Love the book. Definitely would give it 5 witches hats. So to me, Circe became like the high priestess, and she became that, in which I feel like that's what we become, the high priestess, as we go through our journey of being a witch. You discover who you are as a witch. Maybe you discover that you are a witch, that you indeed. And sometimes, if you're like me, I fought that for a few years before I actually claimed the title. And I feel like she recognized who she was. Then she honed her craft just like a high priestess does. She hones her craft to her individuality and her own creativity. She puts her own spin and learns how to do things that work for her. That is one thing. And then she becomes knowledgeable because, as you can see, the books in the back of there, she researches, she reads, she puts the time in to hone her craft. She divines, so you see her divining there. She has maybe a familiar, but we grow. It doesn't happen overnight to become a great witch. This is a process that you hone years and years. And even though I've been a witch for 20 something years, I'm still learning, still growing. But I see the growth. That's the importance of documenting your way. Because when I go back through some of my grimoires, books of shadows, I see the growth in myself. Even on YouTube, not necessarily in my technical abilities, though I hope to grow that soon too, but in the way I think YouTube has helped me maybe interact with other people, learn some different things and some different tips. A lot of my channel is just to say, hey, I'm here, and I'm learning and doing things and sharing things to the best of my ability from what I do and the way I do things. So this is my 2 cents. If you want to know who I am, here I have this YouTube channel. So, but I'm ever growing, developing, and strengthening my path. And I think that is what I see in Circe, is that she was ever evolving and growing as she went through the different stages of life as maiden, mother, crone. And you see those stages as she gains more strength, more confidence, and she just grows and evolves just like we do, just like the high priestess. You don't become the high priestess overnight, baby. That's a process. That's years of study, often divining, working, creating, learning things about the craft, doing the things, doing. It's some years of doing, not just even reading, but doing yourself. And then learning to interact with others if you have a coven or whatever, and maybe helping others along the way as they're coming into their own as witches and starting. So this awesome, and just kind of like verifies the way of the witch basically through story form. Loved it. And I would highly recommend that you get this book. Thank you. Talk to you soon.